Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back to your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And I want to start off with coin market cap right now. So as we look at XRP currently speaking, right now at the moment that I'm recording this, the price of XRP is 47 cents. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I want everyone to take a screenshot of the price of XRP right now. Because very soon, in the not so distant future, I believe the price of XRP is going to significantly be higher. I also think that right now, as it stands, everyone that is in this space and focused on the space and, is learning, reading, and understanding what's actually happening, all of those individuals will be greatly, and I mean greatly, rewarded. Because what we are seeing is a major shift happening. And it all starts with the idea of XRP fully being unleashed. Now let's dive in and let's start with a few things. So I do want to start off with this video here. So this is the update, the major update on the Ripple versus SEC case for redactions. Shout out to Mr. Man XRP for this video. Listen closely to this video, and then we are going to go in depth on a few things around the XRP case.
CoinDesk Global Policy and Regulation Managing Editor Nick Day, who is also the editor of the absolute must-read, cannot live without CoinDesk State of Crypto newsletter. Good morning, Nick.
Good morning.
Well, and you are, just to confirm, you are a real person and not AI. A federal judge has, I'm not so sure sometimes. A federal judge made a ruling regarding William Hinman's 2018 speech. He was an SEC official, and it was about on crypto and securities, being a security or thereabouts. So what just happened? Like, who was he speaking to in 2018, and why did the SEC try to seal that discussion?
Yeah, so this actually dates back to quite a while ago. The quick 30-second background version. The SEC sued Ripple at the end of 2020. This case has been going on for the last almost 2.5 years now, and we're still waiting to see what the results of the summary judgment motions will be. That should happen. We should hear from that soon. Now, part of what what Ripple asked for in its discovery motions is documents tied to former SEC Director of Corporation Finance William Hinman's speech, and documents tied to how he developed that speech, in which he said that in his view, Ether was not a security. Obviously, this was a landmark speech in 2018. It, signaled to a lot of the industry that, okay, there is a way for cryptocurrencies to go from possibly being securities at the beginning of their life cycle to evolving away from that. It's also not something I think the SEC has come back to at all in the last 5 years. So, it is what it is. And Ripple's asking for the documents tied to that. Last year, in January 2022, a magistrate judge ruled that Ripple should have access to these documents, and the SEC later filed to try and have them sealed. Last night, a federal judge in the same court, the Southern District of New York, ruled that the SEC cannot seal these documents and must keep them. They're in the public interest. They're something that should be made public.
On the other side of
So yeah, these are going to 100% see the light of day. And when we look at what's actually happening around this case, there's a lot of interesting things coming out. We recently just seen the Supreme Court support Ripple's argument in the SEC case, Back's Law adaptation, And if we do scroll down here, we could see from Stuart Alderati, which is a significant leader around Ripple. We do see Friday is for the legal nerds. Yesterday, in its Twitter opinion, the Supreme Court made clear that you don't just mechanically apply factors from an old case. You must adapt them to the new world by looking at the underlying statute and the soil of the common law that comes with it. This is consistent with Ripple's argument that Howey and its operative statute carries the soil of common law, in which an investment contract requires a contract for an investment that creates post-sale rights for the purchaser and obligations on the seller. Now, you might be wondering, Nick, why are you bringing this back up? This is from May 19th. It is already May 21st. As we do really kind of look at this, It's very important to note this because as we know around, currently speaking, the XRP case, the big argument around XRP itself is whether it is a security or a currency. And as we do look at the goal here for Ripple, they want to expand rapidly. We have been focused on what Ripple has been doing in the last couple of days. In fact, I included it in my video from yesterday, talking about, the expansion of Ripple with the medical acquisition, the new board of director additive, and then also what's been happening with CBDCs and their CBDC platform and even liquidity platform. Like, there's a lot going on from Ripple, and I do think that's all set up for a major turnaround for not only crypto but also for Ripple. And I think that it all starts with and ends with this case. Now, what we've seen today was something pretty significant, and that is over here. We do see from John E. Deaton, and this is going back to the 20th. We do see here is an analysis I did on the references Ripple made regarding the Hinman emails in Ripple's opposition and reply briefs. It is clear that things said in the Hinman emails specifically contradict arguments made by the SEC. The truth is, Ripple didn't rely a ton on the emails. Now, here we have the full breakdown of this thread with, yes, the one that he did quote. This is the of course one. That's this one here. And we do see 2023 SEC versus Ripple. Will the case settle? After 18,000 votes, the poll shows 59% of people believe a settlement will happen. To be honest, 59% is higher than I would have guessed. A year ago, I believe the settlement was likely because the SEC wouldn't want the Hinman emails made public. Now, this is the big focus because a lot of people believe that a settlement's going to happen because of the Hinman emails. This goes all the way back to January 1st, by the way, of this year. This was the sentiment around the market during that time as well. And we were actually kind of focused on the Hinman emails for so long because I do think that they are very damning to the SEC's argument. But now that we are going to see them, it does beg the question, will we see a settlement before they do see the light of day, or what's going to happen here? But we do see, it was my opinion that if the emails were extremely valuable to Ripple and extremely damaging to the SEC would settle before turning over the emails, drafts, and comments. That didn't happen. Instead, Ripple has now cited the Hinman emails in its opposition briefs. Although the SEC asked the judge to seal the documents if the judge considers the Hinman speech emails in her decision in any regard, the emails and documents become judicial documents, and the judge will order the documents to be filed on the public docket with a few redactions. There's a good chance, however, Judge Torres does not rely on the Hinman emails or drafts in her ruling and therefore allows them sealed. Judge Torres has implied that the Hinman documents, drafts, and comments are relevant only for purposes of cross-examination/impeachment. Now, we already know that they are not to be sealed. They will see the light of day. Of course, she may have ruled that way before reading the emails herself. The emails are now part of the official record and have been cited to by Ripple. If we review the redactions in context, we can surmise a lot. Ripple's opposition brief cites the emails on 4 different pages, and here they are. You can read all about them if you guys do want, but for the most part, yes, the emails were really kind of a focus point from Ripple's opposition brief, and I do think that they are significant in the overall argument. And what do you see in the redaction? 2 words appear redacted. When you read the entire paragraph in context, though, it's safe to say one of the words is confusion or speculation. The director of trading and markets, Brett Redfern, replied that the Hinman speech would cause more speculation. Down here, I surmised it was more confusion, but Neil demonstrated it is more likely to say more speculation. And we do see, I think the first redaction could be more speculation. It fits the required size almost exactly. And then down here, in the redactions, there's a second redacted word from Redfern's email. It reads, Redfern deliberatively recommended giving industry participants, presumably to give the agency more room to maneuver. In context, it reads something like opaqueness or vagueness, etc. Then down here, all the 4 pages above are included in Ripple's opposition brief. In Ripple's final brief, the reply brief, it only refers one time to the Hinman emails. Ripple's reply cites the emails because of the SEC's attempt to have the court adopt strict vertical commonality. Down here, though, as we do read on and on and on, the overall summary of all of this at the end is the fact that, thus, I'm in the 39% who answered the poll believing that we will get a decision by Judge Torres. So, no settlement. To me personally, I don't think that a settlement is going to be on par with the SEC. Although, yes, I do think that there's going to be a lot of information here that does get released. For an example, in some, I believe the SEC has accepted that the emails will eventually become public. In fact, in Brad Garlinghouse's tweet, he said, when the truth is eventually known, we will be shocked. It is my opinion now that Ripple case will not settle because of the Hinman emails. In my opinion, the only other reason for Gensler to settle is to avoid a rolling setting, a bad precedent for the SEC, as it does go against other tokens. But to be honest, I just don't think he's too worried about it. There's been a push for the CFTC to oversee crypto, so Gensler may roll the dice. I think the library ruling emboldened him and the SEC. I also believe SB fraud, if you will, SBF and FTX, have given Gensler more ammo to use in his war against crypto. As many of you know, 6 months ago, I predicted he will sue an exchange in the very near future, and it's coming. In some, unfortunately, I think a settlement with Ripple is not in Gensler's mindset. I don't believe he's going to settle and publicly agree that ongoing and future XRP sales, including in the secondary market, are non-securities, and Ripple won't settle unless the SEC so agrees. So this is the idea around a settlement or not. I don't think that a settlement is going to happen, me personally. I think that a judge ruling is going to happen. Now, to me, as we did see recently around this entire case, this is huge because this is incredible ammunition that Ripple has just been delivered. And we do see over here from Wendy O. She's quoting this saying the SEC should have zero jurisdiction over crypto assets, create a new regulatory body, and let Hester Pierce lead it. XRP and all other crypto assets are not securities. And this is this response from, this is Johnny Deaton responding to Bill Morgan. And what do you see? How many of the Hinman emails are cited and included by Ripple in its opposition and reply briefs? We get to see these once the briefs with the remaining allowed redactions are filed on June 13th. We wouldn't see those we wouldn't see those if Ripple did not reference and include by reviewing these documents or briefs. And this is the analysis that Johnny Deaton just responded and quoted from January 1st. But we do see, I don't see how the public gets to view all the Hinman emails on June 13th, 2023, if they are not all included in the summary judgment brief, opposition brief, or reply brief. And we do see from Johnny Deaton, I think they were included, but not all referenced in the brief and argument. But I missed this even though I tweeted it out. Read the footnote. Exhibit 220 is part SEC emails. XRP is mentioned and that there are reasonable grounds XRP doesn't satisfy all Howey factors. Huge. Yes, when you look at this, look at how crazy this is. Down here, example 220, SEC. This is the emails. This is the lit emails. There are reasonable grounds. This is the quote. Reasonable grounds to conclude that XRP does not satisfy all elements of the Howey analysis and is therefore not a security for purposes of the federal securities laws. This is coming from an actual SEC individual. This is insane. This is crazy. And we do see it is more likely than not that XRP will not be considered a security and thus not be subject to regulatory oversight by the SEC. This is a huge, huge deal. I want you all to understand how big of a deal this is because this is coming from the SEC themselves. We see over here. So this is someone within the SEC saying that XRP probably isn't a security. And we do see most likely a SEC attorney, given how many were involved and commented on Hinman's speech, expressing his personal opinion, which of course they are going to say it's going to be his personal opinion in terms of like what Gary Gensler will say. But to me personally, as we look at this case, I don't think that XRP is a security. I've said it many times over. I believe, and I strongly believe to this day, that XRP has always been a currency. But over here, we do see from Johnny Dean, SEC staff states that there are reasonable grounds to believe XRP is not a security. That's by SEC enforcement lawyers, people. But the SEC charges Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson with recklessness because it's so obvious that XRP is a security ? Absolutely shameful. Yes, this is exactly why we 100% need to have a new regulatory body created around crypto. Until then, I don't care what the SEC does or says. I just recently made a video on Filecoin talking about why I believe that the SEC actually went after Filecoin and is basically saying that Filecoin is a security. All I know is that I cannot wait until the day that XRP is unleashed. That's why I say, like, historically right now, the price of XRP does not matter. But give it some time. And it will, because those that were not buying these trends down here at around like 30 to 35 cents, or, you know, up here around like 33 to 37 cents or so, those are going to be the individuals that are going to kick themselves forever, saying, wow, I can't believe I missed it. I can't believe that we were witnessing history in the making, because this entire case is history in the making, and it's all leading up to XRP being unleashed and Ripple to source the power and the potential of XRP and the XRP ledger. Over here from Black Swan Capitalists, we do see Ripple's technology is tackling tokenization, liquidity, custody, and compliance. XRP possesses all the qualities to be classified as a stablecoin, and we do see Ripple's expansion plans. In addition, the Ripple chief noted that blockchain has 4 cardinal points, including liquidity, custody, compliance, and tokenization. Over here, remember, Monica Long just recently spoke about the XRP ledger. Shout out to Anderson for this. I'm excited about the wordings in the near future. Tokenization of real-world assets such as homes, bonds, equity, investment funds, etc. is primed to be in the tens of trillions by 2030. I'm especially excited about the potential to bring all kinds of illiquid assets on-chain in the near future. And then last but not least, we do see from Mickle Markets, sounds like to be the U.S. is fully in, or sounds like, I thought he said to me, sorry. Sounds like to be the U.S. is fully in play once the SEC gets steamrolled. And we do see Cryptic Poet, Justin, Ripple VP, discusses Ripple CBDC endeavors with 4 major partners. Listen closely to this video, and then I will wrap everything up.
What clients do you have right now?
So right now we have several clients. We've announced 4. Today, actually, in parallel with this announcement, we announced that we're working with the HKMA in Hong Kong on building out a real estate tokenization platform with CBDC. We also have 3 other projects, one with the Central Bank of Montenegro, and then 2 others. One is with the Central Bank, the Royal Monetary Authority in Bhutan, and then the final is with Palau, which is a republic that doesn't have actually a central bank, so they're having, we're working with them to issue a government-issued stablecoin.
You just mentioned 4 jurisdictions that are very different from each other. Talk to me a little bit about why you're choosing to work with these governments first.
Well, as I said, we are working with some others that we can't talk about yet. But generally, we find that a lot of the smaller countries are a bit more nimble and are able to do things more quickly. Probably the opposite end of the spectrum is, you know, the European Central Bank, the Eurozone, or the US, where it's a very complex environment, a lot of different vested, interested parties, regulatory uncertainty in some cases. So some other countries, the countries I mentioned, are able to move more quickly, and that is great for us because it gives us great experience, you know, early on in this marketplace, and it's also great for those countries as well.
So yeah, I mean, to me personally, yes, we already know that the US is ready. They have been ready for a while, and I think that it's only a matter of time. I strongly believe that's only a matter of time until XRP is fully unleashed, and then everyone that has been hating on XRP and has been sitting around, you know, saying XRP will never be this, never be that, whatever, everyone will most likely be quieted, because what we will see is mass expansion from Ripple. And it's going to be very exciting to watch this unfold. And I do think that, yes, we are getting closer and closer and closer as the day goes by. I think that our time is very close. And I know that we've been waiting. I know that we've been saying this for a while. I know that it's been, you know, frustrating to be an XRP holder. But to me personally, I think that we are coming down the wire. I think that we are almost at the finale of this big show. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait until we put it behind us. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. So it's up to you all. Have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.